Thank you, Roy. It's an absolute delight for me to be here tonight in this big tent. You know, we got us a big tent, hadn't we? And we got a full one tonight. At the conclusion, excuse my voice, the conclusion of this beautiful autumn day, to have a few comments about my friend, a person we know as governor, speaker, friend, mentor, and in fact, a legend. Mike and your family, I want to personally thank you for allowing me to speak about the impact your father had on education in our state. And it's certainly a timely topic right now for those of us, especially I think in the General Assembly and those of us directly involved in education. And make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, Governor McWherter had a profound impact on education in our state. While many politicians that came before him maybe have had a privileged upbringing, Governor McWherter knew how the other half lived. He knew that in our rural areas in Tennessee, many students were going to school on an empty stomach to a schoolhouse that couldn't afford new textbooks. He knew that a better tomorrow for Tennesseans started with better education today. He knew that formula. He knew that formula, which was education plus roads equals jobs. When Governor McWherter took office, he saw that education in our state was broken. The amount of funding that was going to educate a student in Davidson County was much higher than the funding going into education to educate a student in Weakley County, for instance. Governor McWherter's solution to this inequity was creating the BEP, the Basic Education Program, which provided the fundamental tools needed for each school to offer an adequate education. The BEP still exists and is in use today, and thanks to Governor McWherter, this program ensures that regardless of the town a child grows up in, they will have the same basic opportunities to a quality education. Our Constitution says that we must do it, and Ned McWherter knew that it was the right thing to do. The creation of the BEP is not the only thing Governor McWherter is known for. His legacy is defined for fighting for higher salaries for teachers, giving parents the first education report card so that they could see how schools were performing, putting $37 million worth of technology and equipment into classrooms, and giving many classrooms that first pewter, as it was described earlier. Reducing the high school dropout rates by 27%, recruiting minority teachers, and eliminating more than 3,000 archaic rules and regulations that hindered teachers from being able to do what teachers do best, teach. You know, we've heard the slogan. As a matter of fact, it's on our tables tonight. It says, "I miss Ned." Ladies and gentlemen, education in our state misses Ned and what Ned stood for. He was a man that deeply cared about the children of our state, and he dedicated his life of public service to improve education. And speaking of slogans, when it comes to education, we could ask, what would Ned do? Ned wouldn't have backed down when my colleagues across the aisle began to attack teachers of this state, and neither did we in the House and Senate Democratic caucus. Ned would have cried foul when state government thinks that telling teachers they can't collectively bargain for things like classroom-sized textbooks and even copy paper, and so did we. Ned would not have allowed that. Ned would have stood for teachers when politicians decided to stop being partners with our teachers and wanted to be dictators to our teachers, and so did we in the House and Senate Democratic caucus. Ned would have done the fiscally responsible thing when bills were forced upon us to allow for-profit industries to make billions of dollars off taxpayer money that is supposed to go to educating students, and when a voucher bill gave state education funds to provide private schools with no accountability. Ned would have fought that. We know what Ned would do. He would fight for teachers, not against them. He would work with teachers, not attack them. His decisions would be made based on what is best in the classroom, not what brings the most profits to the boardroom. And we did that this time, and thanks to Ned McWherter for leading the way. Thank you.